the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to OP Racing Premier Series. As they bring you the Dega 250 here at Talladega, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. My name is KR Stolfus, and in the booth with me is the illustrious driver, the illustrious broadcaster. He brings the good butter and the good popcorn. That is none other than Travis Elliot. Travis, how you doing tonight?
Well, you know, KR, it's another Monday night. We're going to talk about these LP guys, so I'm here and ready to go.
So are they, as qualifying is getting underway. 5 minutes to turn their best lap. 1 lap in qualifying, so gotta make that 1 lap count. How much harder is it to get 1 good lap in versus 2?
I mean, you're asking the complete wrong person because I am the worst person at qualifying. So,
it's hard.
Yeah. I mean, I also don't really have a real care of qualifying because it's plate racing, so there's it's pretty much just track position at the beginning, getting the good pit box. So, but yeah, you just have to be perfect on 1 lap. You don't get that first lap to kind of get the jitters and butterflies out, and then run your whole second lap. But yeah, you gotta make your 1 lap count. Can't really mess up, and if you do, it'll be detrimental to the start of your race.
Several drivers have crossed the start-finish line and taken the green flag for their qualifying run. Nathan Warren in the 9. He is up to speed and on the clock. So too is almost every driver out there. So it looks like everyone trying to qualify. A few drivers have not started rolling yet. Casey Gilchrist in the 31 out there. Travis, anybody you're watching?
I'm watching the person that puts it on the pole almost every other week. I'm watching Sebastian Marin. We'll see where he's about to hit the line and where he's going to show up on the speed charts in terms of fastest. And he's going to put it second behind, third now, behind Cody Nagels and a couple other people. And he is dropping all the way down to, I believe that's 6th place.
Mark Mann picking up right where he left off from last week with his race win. Now has pole position for the moment. Let's see if that is going to stay. Zach Workman in the 19. Out on the speedway. A 54.32 is the target. And as Workman makes his way around, we'll see where he ends up in his qualifying run. And then we will step away for our national anthem. And across the line goes Workman. Zach Workman up into 14th spot. So with that said, guys, we'll be right back with tonight's starting lineup.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and would so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers have started to take to the grid. And that means it is time to go through tonight's starting lineup for the Dega 250 right here at Talladega, presented by Butt Kicker. On the front row, that is the 40 of Peter DeBorgia, and to his outside, the 63 of Logan Helton. Those two caught a nice tailwind down the backstretch in the closing moments of qualifying. Mark Mann and Vicente Guerrero make up row number 2. Then it's Kevin Freese, David Booth for row number 3. Row 4, Tyler Miller and Cody Nagels. And row number 5 will be Eric Glory and Sebastian Marin.
And in row number 6, the 4 of Rick Seabrans and the 27 of Sean Stevens. Row number 7 is going to be Les Levy in 62 and the 7 of Josh Milam. Row number 8, the 027 of Steve Korosek and the 19 of Zach Workman. And in row number 9, you're going to have the 12 of Zach Fritsch and BK Anderson in the 32. And in row number 10, you're going to have the 88 of Gabe Butler and the 31 of Casey Gilchrist.
Richard Kuhn in the 47 on the inside of row number 11, and to the outside, the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. Row number 12 will be John Guerrera and James Mayer. Row number 13, David Overstreet and Nathan Warren. Hunter Reynolds on the inside of row 14 with Randall Cobb to his outside. Row number 15, the 44 of Anthony English and Richard Sanchez.
And in row number 16, you got the 21 of Dan Holloway and the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. We're getting up there, KR. We got row number, what is that, 17? I think. I don't know.
I got my shoes
but we got the 71 of Sean McCara and the 00 of Rob Connors. Following that row, we got the 01 of PJ Cox and the 13 of Andy Brigante. And I believe the last person starting on the track is going to be the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. As I believe Brian Wang, Jeremy Funk, and the 82 are all starting from pit road. So that is going to be your drivers on track currently, KR.
All right, well, pace car starting to make its way off of the racetrack and on to pit road. That can only be good news, because that means we get ready to go racing as Michelle Anderson chimes in. Alan is here. Kevin is here. Here we go, folks. Let's get right into it as the green flag comes out for the first time tonight, and we are underway here in the Dega 250.
Normally they go into turn 1 side by side. Peter DeBorgia being pushed by the 04 of Mark Mann and Kevin Freese, all getting clear of that outside line. They got a really good start there. I wonder what happened to Logan there on the outside. Didn't really get going at all. They're starting to claw back, Logan is. Slowly but surely, but Peter in the inside line just... Oh, the outside line just disappeared, KR. I do not know where the outside line went, but 3 against a majority of the field right now, as they're going to struggle to get more and more momentum here. Coming to the start-finish here for lap number 1. And it looks like Logan Helton's going to get that lap led early tonight, starting out strong.
So the 63 out in front, he had a great qualifying run and now drops down to the inside lane in front of the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. They make their way down the back stretch. Mark Mann, who won the race last week, finds himself 3rd car on the inside line with a great qualifying run. So that 04 up in front. And we'll see how long he stays there. It seems like that 04 likes to drop back, but sometimes when he gets that early good run in, he stays up front. So we'll see what happens.
Looks like we have somebody maybe peeling off. Nope. I thought we were going to get the 46 of David O peeling off the hit pit road, but yeah, KR, Mark's probably just hungry. He's following that win last week. Probably feeling really good. So we'll also see where the rest of the Alliance boys are going to do for the rest of this race. They were very dominant last week, finishing pretty much in the top 4 of them were in the top 5. So it seems like Alliance Motorsports right now is the team to beat, as they seem to be almost every single season in OP.
Once this team got formed up, they have been dynamite. Alliance has always been a very stout team, but when they added the 63 of Logan Helton, it really elevated them, and it seems like they are always with at least 2 drivers in the championship 4, whether it's in the Busch Series or this series.
Or Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, they span all 3 series with their dominance. I mean, they're the reason why Rick Seabrans has so many wins in all of the OP series, and I mean, you got to be good to do that. And we are still side by side, and it seems like that outside line. Oh, we're getting 2 cars. Looks like they're peeping out to run that 3rd lane. I believe that's the 9 of Nate Warren and the 12 of Zach Fritsch. And looks like they might have some help here soon. Well, they're going to get another FSR guy jumping up to the top. Going to be Jeff Crosby Jr. And it wouldn't surprise me if we get Josh Milam and Zach Workman all jumping up to that 3rd lane, making it work early. It's no surprise to me that as soon as I saw 2 of the FSR boys jump up, that the rest were going to join them. So we'll get to see how 3-wide racing works on the track tonight, as they're getting a good momentum forward. Oh, they're rolling up top. Josh is going to get clear of that middle lane. He's going to drop all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah, he sliced right across the nose. Daniel Holloway has the fastest lap of the race at a 49.918. Still very early in this race, but we'll see if that holds up throughout this 250-mile event. Jimmy Reynolds stuck in the outside lane as Holloway makes his way on by. The 17 falling even further back is that 3rd lane at the back not working too well, but not doing so bad up at the front with the 19 of Zach Workman, the 14 of Vicente Guerrero leading the middle lane, and then the 7 of Josh Milam out in front down on the bottom. So these drivers already starting to mix it up a little bit, but that, I would say that was kind of a conservative 3rd lane run. Not a whole lot of cars up there for what is possible at Talladega.
Oh yeah, that was and there goes Logan Helton jumping to that middle lane, going to take the run there. He's probably going to get around Josh if Peter can't get to Josh's bumper quick. But yeah, that was only 5 cars. And Logan's going to clear himself going into turn 1, taking that lap lead away from the 7. You can even see with just the 3319 up there, they're hanging as well as they can with not really having the 9 up on their bumper. And not to mention, as soon as the cars start getting hotter and hotter, it's gonna be even probably faster up there. You'll be bogging down that middle lane. We're still 3 wide. The 21's trying to get up to the 9 car to make some momentum, try to get some movement going. And Kara, that's the one of the other things about Talladega. You want to be one of the first ones to get up to that 3rd lane, because if you're not, you're gonna have just nowhere to go really. Because if the run bogs down, you're just stuck wherever you are.
I do like running up along the wall at these super speedways, and Talladega gives you lots of room to have that 3rd lane, but these guys make it look easy. I promise you, it's not very easy.
Yeah, everything's deceiving when you're in the car. How they're pinching down, it looks like the car is literally right on top of you. I mean, and it is. But that's the thing about Talladega. It's so wide open. We're gonna have our first round of pit stops here.
First round of pit stops underway as everyone in this group hits pit lane. Peter DeVorgia in the 40, leading everyone onto pit lane here. Kevin Freese, Sebastian Marin, Eric Laurie, Cody Nagels, all onto pit road as well.
It looks like a couple Dale Cup boys. A couple other people hitting pit road, so wasn't expecting pits to be this early, but not a lot was going on to where it was so exciting. There goes the 40 and everybody being heading out of pit road. Go back over to the leaders, watching Logan Helton lead, and then here's our next round of pit stops.
Everyone in that bottom lane peeled off for pit road.
Looks like you got the Alliance guy. Oh, Logan locked up.
Ooh, is that going to be a speeding penalty?
That's going to be a close one. He is very, very slow right now, so it's going to be close. He might have got it slowed up just enough to get there, and he did not go into the grass. We'll have to see if he gets a hold here. And it looks like the group that pit first with Peter DeBorgia and all that. Oh, looks like Logan did have a hold.
And he is being held that 40 seconds for speeding. Good news is, early in this race, so he's got plenty of time to recover.
Yeah, that was close. He dropped it down to about 45 miles an hour to make sure that he could make it, but it just was not enough to get it slowed up. And it looks like here we're going to have the 19 of Zach Workman going to be taking the lead of the race. Him and the 33 have not pitted yet, as by the closest car in 3rd place being way behind.
Zach Workman in the 19 takes over the top spot. Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33 right behind him, and then Jeremy Funk a little bit further behind, running all by himself in the 97. So Funk not where he'd like to be, but could be worse.
And here comes the pack of people who have already pitted, being led by the 23 of Sebastian Marin. Peter DeBorgia leading the outside line. They're going to have to merge up if there is any cars in front of them that are slower. And we're already back together pack racing. Okay, I believe stages are at 25 and 50.
They are. Let's go ahead and take a look at our race info here tonight. Right here at Talladega. Beautiful weather. It's 100 degrees. Not sure why that's beautiful, but the sun is shining and melting faces off.
That's balmy. It's a balmy day.
Good old Alabama weather. Stay clean out on the track, and you got to be efficient on pit road. And we have already seen that strike one of our championship drivers, and Logan Helton caught speeding on pit lane. Now he's got to make up all that time, and to do so, he's going to have to survive the big one. And the yellow flag going to come out. Our stages are at lap 25 and 50, and a one fast repair is available, as there were several cars getting turned around there, and it looked like Zach Workman, one of them, maybe the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Hunter running a different paint scheme, so I thought I saw blue up in there, is why I say that.
Yeah, get a little bit of a checkup. Trying to pass the lap car who was staying bottom of the track. Being predictable, do a pretty good job of holding his line. And it looks like the 6 just wasn't expecting him to stay there. Just chain reaction checkups, and that caused a pretty sizable wreck there.
On board with the 05 of Brian Wang and the Rich Energy. Hope you cash that check.
Probably bounced.
Probably did. The yellow flag comes out. That is going to be very helpful for Logan. That will allow him to get caught back up to the field. That 40-second penalty, he was the only one that pit cycle that got caught speeding, so he would have been out there by himself and never had a chance to get back into this thing until the field came around to lap him.
I believe also the 25 of Kevin Freese had some sort of penalty.
He had to come back
issue.
down pit road. Not sure what happened there, but he did have to come back down pit lane.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either, but could have had a penalty, or didn't put enough fuel in the car, or some few different things. But we are just now getting to lap 14, so we're about 12 laps away from the end of stage. And we have a mess of drivers on pit road right now.
26 cars stayed out in our 40-car field. Everybody on the lead lap. Everybody's still in this one here in stage number 1. I will say, I don't think I saw too much damage. I don't think anyone is going to have to use a fast repair. As I say that, it looks like everyone on pit road is sitting there for an extended period of time. Usually means that they are hammering out whatever damage they got.
Yeah, I didn't see any too large of impacts. It was a really slow developing wreck. I'm trying to get eyes on the people that are on pit road. And I'm seeing a couple, and I'm not really seeing a whole lot of damage on some of these cars. There goes Zach Workman pulling off the pit road. He was one of the people that were still sitting there. 12 of Zach Fritsch. They got a little bit of damage, but they're probably just trying to make it to the end of stage.
Oh yeah, you got to make it at least to the end of stage 1 before you burn a fast repair. But only one available to him here tonight, so gotta make it count. Maybe even try and limp it through stage 2.
That's possible. As long as you can keep up, you ain't gotta worry about nothing. But the minute it can be detrimental is if you don't think you need to take your fast repair, and then you go to green flag pit stops, and you just have no speed to keep up with anybody, and then it just gets worse and worse and snowballs. So as long as you can keep up under green, and you got a couple people that'll stick with you, you can pretty much make a moderate amount of damage last at least 2 stages. So we'll see how that pays off for the 19 and the 12. And it looks like our race leader is going to be Peter DeBorgia. He's going to take the inside line to restart this race. We got the 40, Peter DeBorgia, your leader. Outside of him, the 23 of Sebastian Marin. behind Peter, you got the 027 of Steve Kurasek and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. And KR, see, Hunter has a little bit of damage on both sides of his rear end. We'll see how that affects his ability to push Seabass effectively and keep up in the draft. So that'll be a good litmus test to see pretty much if he can hang.
All right, so we'll keep an eye at the back of the field here. Zach Fritsch, Andy Brigante, Les Levy, Jimmy Reynolds, Rob Connors, Brian Wang, all spending a extended amount of time on pit road. So too was Zach Workman and PJ Cox, Kevin Freese. So it did catch a few drivers, but nobody too tore up that they can't continue.
Okay, my question early on, if I'm a driver on the track and I just got some damage, is it worth pushing for the stage 1 for the stage points?
Absolutely. Stage points add up, especially if you can keep doing it. Now, if you're going to push for one race and a one race only, stage points not that big a deal. But if you are going to push all season long, those, and you can get into the top 5, maybe even win a bunch of stages, those points stack up very quickly.
I would agree. And we get the green here with the 40 of Peter DeBorgia leading the race. Sebastian Marin on the outside with a good run, kind of pulling away from the 26. It's going to leave a little bit of space between them and would probably allow that inside line to catch back up. And you see Peter DeBorgia leading the inside, being pushed by the 027. Doing a good job of staying out in front.
Riding on board with the 26 of Hunter Reynolds as he pushes the 23 to Sebastian Marin. Sebastian Marin's electric paint job looking very sharp. Colors look good. I'm not a big fan of purple, but it looks good on that car.
Purple is my favorite color, KR, so you take that back.
I don't have to like the same things as you. No.
Yes, you do. It's the law.
It's not my law.
But it's my law.
Fine. I like it on this car.
Okay, I'll accept. I'll concede. I'll concede that.
Not on your car, though.
That is. Well, I don't have a car out there now, do I?
See?
Or do I?
Well, if you own one, I hope it crashes.
Oh, I'm sure it would, especially if I was behind it. And we got a couple cars going 3 wide at the back. That is a tied car. I believe that is the 32 of BK Anderson. And we have 2 more cars jumping up in front of him. That's going to be the 21 of Dan Holloway.
Ooh, 4 wide, getting very tight. Around goes BK. Yellow flag coming out. The 71 of Sean McCarr spinning. Caution flag flies for the second time here in stage number 1. And that started when they were 4 wide, and things just get very tight going into the corner like that.
Yeah, you gotta have a lot of confidence in the people around you to go 4 wide, even if it's completely incidental or not.
All right, here we go. We're going to take a look. Just getting sandwiched there is the 71 of Sean McCarra.
And they had plenty of space to make it work. They just didn't make it work.
It's very easy to make that not work. Take a look here as everyone started reacting to it. 59 got turned. Nice little easy spin though. Gets it pointed in the right direction and gets back rolling.
Oh yeah, he did a great job of modulating his brake and pretty much keeping that car off the wall, but also keeping it off of the racing surface and out of the racing line. Did a good job at that.
All right, so caution flag is out once again, and I'm out of adult beverages, so I'll be right back after this. No one go anywhere. We'll be back to bring you the end of the stage.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got him 4 abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The lights have gone out on the iRacing Ford Mustang. A pace car doing the best it can to lead this field. Sebastian Marin and Peter DeBorgia on the front row. Hunter Reynolds and Steve Korosek, row number 2. Cody Nagels, Daniel Holloway, our third row. Want to give a shout out to everyone in YouTube. Let us know who you think is going to win this stage and or the race. I know it's pretty early, but I have an idea of who's going to be in victory lane, and that is myself and Travis Elliot. Outside of that, I couldn't tell you who it's going to be, but you guys are smarter than I am, so let me know who you think is going to win as we get ready to fire it off and wrap up stage number 1 here tonight in the Dega 250, race number 2 of season number 10. Green flag is out. We're going to work lap 22 of 25 in stage number 1. Travis, they're going to go side by side. Laps are winding down. And there's the answer to my question as the 31 makes the move up into the outside lane.
Were you going to say something about making a move to the outside?
Yeah, how long till they make a move to the outside?
And it was the answer was one
Before
corner.
I could ask the question?
Oh, Peter DeBorgia just got left out to dry in the middle lane. That's going to have the 23 drop down. Oh, here comes... Oh, trouble!
They are wiggling hard. The 40 is trying to hold on to it. Can they keep it together? And they do. We stay green.
Somehow they kept that thing
Daniel
together.
Holloway from the inside of row number 3, and 1 lap goes to leading this race.
I don't even know what just happened there, KR, but yeah, we're back side by side to, normal sane racing. The 027 of Steve Kurosek being pushed by the 23 of Sebastian Marin, followed closely behind by the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. And I'm watching the 26, and it looks like the 26 might be having some issues keeping up with the draft. So that might be something to look out for him for the remainder of this stage and possibly even the race.
He does have some damage to the back bumper. He has closed in. Makes you wonder if he's trying to get a run, trying to time a run. But
if that's the case,
he's not going to be able to time a run if something's on his outside.
Whoa, Peter trying to jump up to the top side in front of the 88 there. Too much momentum on that outside line. 2 to go in this stage. That outside line's rolling with a good number of cars. 95 of James Mayer, the 63 of Logan Helton, the 31 of Casey Gilchrist, and the 9 of Nate Warren, all making that outside line work. Is that inside line just dropped off? That's going to allow the 23 and the 0.27 to drop to the bottom. And the 23 is going to drop to the bottom, taking that away from the 21 of Dan Holloway. And we're 3 wide, 6 rows deep, KR, coming to the last lap of the stage.
One more time around for stage number 1. Sebastian Marin in the 23, leading at the line, but here comes Gabe Butler in that 3rd lane. He's got some big momentum up in that 3rd lane. Jim Mayer in the 95 pushing on him with Logan Helton and the 31 at Casey Gilchrist. Those 4 cars in the outside lane, all superb high side drivers. We'll see if they can make it work, and one of those 4 end up winning the stage. The 88 drops down to the middle line.
He's going to take that middle line away and drop down to the bottom and take it away from the 23. Out of turn number 4 with a half a car length lead on the field. That just went away. I don't even know what happened to the inside line. It just dropped off. Middle line coming through. The 88 of Gabe Butler's has no one on his bumper, and the 95 of James Mayer, I believe, just stole that stage from all of them just at the line, KR.
Stage win coming from the 3rd lane. How about that? The 95 picking up stage number 1. I do believe that was the case. Looked like it from my point of view, that's for sure.
It looked like it from mine also. We'll try to get some confirmation. But that high side looks fast, KR.
Yeah, it do be looking fast.
We had two or three people clear to the bottom from the third lane pretty much. We're waiting on race control Matt Wagner to give us the call. But I think it would probably be safe to say the 95 will be the stage winner. As long as he can get back to pits.
Does Matt Wagner know how to contact us, our race control? Or did we forget about that little tidbit?
I am not sure.
That wouldn't surprise me. You know, if I'm in charge, it's guaranteed to be halfway done. Well thought out until it isn't.
Yeah, I think it'd be safe to assume that the 95 is the winner there. We'll wait till after they hit pit road and he gets settled into for stage number 2. We can try to key him up on the mic. But yeah, KR, that we had 3 cautions in stage 1. High sides, wicked fast. Got a lot of fast cars out there. I'd love to see some 4 wide action up front at some point. As we're gonna get the whole field hitting pit road here.
On the pit road goes the 95, and the rest of the field, everyone coming down pit lane. Flagman curiously still waving that yellow flag. Trying to get everyone to slow down.
I mean, that's what Barney was born to do, man. That's what he was born to do. Race off pit road. Looks like it's gonna be the 12. No.
027 is Steve Korosek. 2 tires stop.
We had a couple people stay out.
Yeah,
12 is Zach Fritch and the 7 of Josh Milam.
All right, let's see if we can't talk to Jim there. Jim, this is KR up in the broadcast booth. You got your ears on?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Oh, man. For all we know, you're our stage 1 winner. Can you confirm or deny that?
I can't confirm it, but it looked good from where I was.
Well, that's 3 votes for it, so let's go ahead and say you are.
Yeah, I mean, that one really goes to Logan there. He's doing the pushing. The cars were getting hot pretty quick here, so I was kind of happy Gabe went down there, but couple moments to miss there and avoid some of that mess a little bit, but yeah, happy to get the points. The points are important, but like I said, that one goes to Logan for the push.
Well, man, Alliance Motorsports looking very stout once again this season. You got drivers, you know, with an outstanding run last week, picking up the race win with the 04 Mark Mann, and now you got stage 1 here. Are you guys going to tell us how much you're cheating? Did you find a way to turn your throttles up to 11?
I wish. As if I could, I would, but it's just hard racing. Good teamwork. I think that's the big key is we're all on the same page and working together. So you know, when you see a couple of us together, you know we're going to push hard and go for the front. It seems to be the safest spot, kinda. Sometimes. So I don't know. Last season, kind of hung back and tried to play it safe a good bit. So this season, going to be a little bit more aggressive and try to be up towards the front.
All right, man. Well, I like that plan. Sounds good to me. Shout outs, thank yous you'd like to give?
Of course, that one goes to Logan. I appreciate the push there for the stage points. The points are important. So big shout out to Logan and the rest of the guys here at Alliance.
That is Jim Mayer, driver of the number 95, your stage 1 winner. Once again, Jim, congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, there you have it, Travis. 3 votes here saying that he won the stage, so I think it's pretty solid.
I mean, at this point, OP is just a democracy, and we have final say in who wins stages at this point.
I dig it. I like it.
I'm gonna tell whoever makes the rule book, just stage winner, defer to broadcasters, stamp
not?
it, sign it. Might as well at this point.
And also make it to where our final say is it.
Oh yeah, we cannot be overruled or overturned.
Correct.
You heard it here first. Broadcasters taking over OP. And here we
That's
go
what
with
it is,
the.
folks.
I mean, it's just how it is. Lights are out on the pace car, though. We just talked to the 95 of James Mayer, who won the stage. A couple cars stayed out, and they assumed the lead. That is two boys from that team called Fuel Sim Racing, FSR. The 12 of Zach Fritsch, the 7 of Josh Milam, your front row. Your second row, the 027 of Steve Kurasek. And the last season champion and OP Hall of Fame inductee, the 63 of Logan Helton. That's going to be road number 2. So KR, we already got the 63 getting a shout out from his teammates for his outstanding pushing. We'll see if what those Alliance boys can do, and if maybe these two Fuel boys at the front could shake things up as the pace car is starting to pull off to pit road. And they begin the slow 65 mile an hour crawl to that restart zone where Barney the flagman will throw the green flag.
If he's not careful, he's going to throw it on the track.
I mean, he might. We are green. Here goes the 7 being pushed by Logan, shoving him almost all the way out in front of the 12 already. Nearly got him clear there. 63 all over the bumper of the 7. Pushing like he's pushing on the last lap. Out of turn number 2, side by side still. That outside line not really formed all the way up yet, but they are starting to form up quick. And it looks like the 7 is clear of that bottom lane. He's going to drop down. Okay, are those two that are leading that inside line on the bottom? They're going to have to pit earlier than everybody else. We'll see how that strategy plays out for Josh and Zach there.
Yeah, they pitted under the caution right before the end of the stage. So they're a little bit off sequence. But yeah, they will have to come down pit road before it's all said and done. But so too will everyone else. And with the gamble of there being at least one caution in this stage before you have to make that pit stop, it could play out into their favor, and they gain quite a bit of track position.
That they could, and as we've seen tonight, wrecks do be happening. So it's a good possibility and could be a good strategy call for them. Definitely helps when they have somebody in front of them being the one punch in the hole in the air. And KR, is that the 23 out of fuel crawling to pit lane? Yes, it is. Looks like there's an issue with the 23 of Sebastian Marin making it onto pit road. Don't know what that is all about.
He was last on pit road on lap 28.
I'm wondering if he might not have put enough fuel in the car. Something. I don't even know. I didn't see anything happen on the track
Yeah,
that would warrant
10-second
that.
pit stop on lap 28. Plenty of time to put fuel in it.
Yeah, he's slow rolling. I don't know if maybe not blowing his engine or anything. There was no smoke. But
New
he is
fast
going
lap
to,
of the race by Eric Laurie. They come around this time, and Sebastian Marin, quick stop and go, but he's going to lose multiple laps in this situation.
he's going to lose at least one. But he might be able to, with how long this inside line is, he might be able to make a move to get onto the back of this pack here. Maybe hope and pray that he can get the lucky dog. And it looks like he's actually being scored as 2 laps down, so
Yeah, he's
never
got
mind
quite a
for
bit of
that.
work cut out for him.
Which we've seen in the past, that 23 being a couple laps down and making it work as we're hitting pit road now.
Several drivers peeling off for pit lane. Steve Korosek, Gabe Butler, Cody Nagels, Peter DeBorgia, all on the pit road. Josh Medlock chiming in. Miss Mara is here. Michelle Anderson. All those people in YouTube chat saying hello. How you doing, Josh? Josh from Max Speed TV. Picks up OP Racing on Saturday night, so make sure you check that out.
And it looks like we're going to have another group hitting pit lane this time. So if I mean, it looks like the call by the 7 and 12 there really is going to work out for them, especially if they're pitting right here with the leaders. So yeah, a good strategy call by them is you have a car locking up hot into the inside. And it looks like that is the 46 of David O with a hot entry into pit lane.
Richard Sanchez in the 510 is now your race leader. 27 is Sean Stevens, tucked in behind him. Jeremy Funk, Richard Kuhn, Anthony English, and John Guerrera all in this pack right here. John Guerrera a little bit further behind, but not too far.
And the group of cars that pit early are going past the start-finish line right now. Peter DeBorgia and company being pushed by the 25 of Kevin Freese. They are not single file. They are side by side. So they're going to have to weave their way through this traffic coming off of the pit lane. They are going probably about 10 miles an hour faster than everybody else, so they'll just walk by them to begin with. But as they come up with more and more traffic, that's going to get more and more difficult as we have the 12 of Zach Fritsch being pushed by 2 FSR drivers, and we're back to 3 wide at the front, KR, and I don't think that they're going to let up until the end of this stage here.
No. I don't think so either. I think we're going to see a heck of a battle at the front. John Stevens, Jeremy Funk, those guys have to hit pit road before too long, but they are going to try and run this out. Either way, though, being off schedule here in stage number 2 really means you're just trying to set yourself up for the start of the second stage, or stage number 3, sorry. No chance of winning the stage when you get off sequence like this here in stage number 2. It's just too short, too many things going on to make up time like that. However, when you come down pit road, a little bit less time spent on pit road for fuel. If you can even time it right, you maybe don't even have to come down pit road.
Yeah, with the possibility of this lead pack right here driving as hard as they are, all with each other, it's a possibility that we could have a wreck up front. We heard the 95 say that the safest place is to be up front. We'll see if that is the case, as we're 3 wide, 4 rows deep, nearly, with that 95 on that outside line, trying to make that outside line move faster. The 40 of Peter DeBorgia was leading that third lane and cleared the middle. So we'll see if the 25 of Kevin Freese, if he can make a move up front. And we've seen a couple cars make that run all the way from the back of the top line and clear into the bottom. And I don't know if they're just not as fast right now. Oh, and Peter's gonna get left out, and that's gonna create chaos in the middle lane there. That might be the advantage that the outside line needs, is they're going to check up in the middle, and that's going to allow the 12 of Zach Fritsch to clear the middle lane and jump up in front of the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. Oh, and they...
Contact! They're holding on to it.
Somehow they kept it together. That's going to spread that field out.
There was some paint removed off the cars and the walls.
Jeez, that is 2 close calls that we've seen that they have kept it together. So hats off to them for keeping it straight. And then that chaos, that allows the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. to take the lead away from the 40. The gloves are off. The 63 of Logan Helton tucking in behind. There's the 62 of Les Levy with a fairly aggressive move on the inside line, taking away that inside from the 40. And KR, it looks like they're playing some blocking games, and they're checking up everywhere. Oh, they're wrecking.
Oh, this time they're not saving it. The 33 around and in front of the rest of the pack. A lot of cars caught up in this one here on lap 40 of 50 in stage number 2. That time it was that one wasn't coming back from the brink. Let's see if we can cue this up here and figure out, well, what happened. I know I saw the 33 completely sideways. Gets up into the wall, the 12, the 027, the 26, the 71. Vicente Guerrero involved.
And that looked like that just started by 33 going up and taking that run from that middle, and not quite committing to it, it seems.
Yeah, if you're gonna make a move like that, you have to commit fully to it. You can't second guess yourself.
Yeah, it just looks like the 33 of Crosby Jr. He went up and then just went up a little too much, and it just, at that point, Logan's holding his line, getting pushed, so there's nothing really he can do there besides getting in front of them and holding on. Unfortunate to see that for the 33 there, who was looking really fast tonight.
All right, so Sean Stevens, Jeremy Funk, Richard Kuhn, and John Guerrero all have to hit pit road here. So they're coming down pit lane to give up the race lead. Logan Helton going to catch up to the back of the pace car. Josh Milam already there. All right. Things getting close here in the stage. It's got a few laps left to go. So,
Few laps left to go, but
you got
this
Josh
has been,
Milam and Logan Helton out front.
Yeah, Gary, before the race, you asked me a question. It was I don't remember quite what it was or how you worded it, but yes, I think that was my answer. If stage 2 is like this, I can't even imagine how the end of the race is going to be. We got guys blocking, maybe not even throwing blocks, trying to take runs, and it looks like the RC has spoken. It looks like the 63 is going to be given an EOL. So Logan Helton dropping to the back
Oofta.
for the cause of that caution. That's sometimes the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately.
That is unfortunate to have that be sent to the back twice now in this race.
Yeah, small mistakes can lead to big mistakes, but if anybody can bounce back from it, it's going to be the 63 there. So that is going to relinquish the second place spot to the number 1 before the 63, the 62 of Les Levy, going to be in P2, either leading the top or the bottom line on this next restart. We'll see which lane the 7 of Josh Milam gets. Leader does get lane choice for restarts, but not the initial start of the race. So we'll see which lane he takes here for possibly the final restart of the stage number 2. And it looks like he's going to elect to take the bottom. Oh man, KR, who do you like for stage number 2? Give somebody the broadcaster's curse.
Ooh, who do you want me to curse? Okay. How
about the 12?
Pat Fritz? I don't know. He's in good position. But Les Levy's up there. And it's been a while since he won a stage, so you know he's going to be trying pretty hard. Josh Milam up there as well. But I think the 25 is going to surprise us. Kevin Fries. That's where I'm going to go. The 25.
I'm going to go complete wild card. I'm looking at the car that is 7th on the outside. I don't know why, but I see Rick Sebron's car, and I'm thinking that he's gonna jump up to the 3rd lane and make something happen. I highly doubt it though. Just what I want. It's just what my soul wants to see though. But I wouldn't be surprised if you get somebody from the back of the pack here on that outside line. I mean, you got the 88 of Gabe Butler back there behind Rick. So there's definitely, yeah, you got the 88 of Gabe Butler. You got the 21 of Holloway a little bit further back. The 33 of Crosby Jr. So don't be surprised to see some people pop up there and make something happen before the end of this stage. And there is plenty of time to make something happen also.
All right, so lights are out on the pace car. Gonna peel off for pit road. The 7 of Josh Milam, the 62 of Les Levy leading this field to the restart zone. Peter DeBorgia in the 40, then the 25 of Kevin Fries. And here we go. Green flag is back out. Here in the final laps of stage number 2. They go side by side, everyone trying to get up to speed quickly. Sean McCara has not made it back out just yet. We'll let you know when he gets back out on track, if he is able to continue. Meanwhile, Sebastian Marin did get one of his laps back. He is still 1 lap down. Les Levy in the 62 has the momentum on the outside lane right now, but not quite clearing the 7 to drop down in front of him.
Going into turn 3, still side by side, and there's Gabe Butler jumping up to that outside line. I knew it'd be somebody, and kind of figured it'd probably be him leading the charge. Looks like he might have a taker in the 52 of, I believe that's Randall Cobb, as that inside line's not together enough to make a significant run. That's going to allow Les Levy to get a lap lead and possibly drop to the bottom and take the inside line lead. He's going to stay up in front of the 25 of Kevin Fries. And there goes KR. It's happening, KR. The 4 Rick Seaburns just jumped to the top with the 95. Oh man, here we go.
He is making a big run now.
Big old run. He has a group of cars behind him too. The 88, the 52, and the 21. And there goes the 25 of Kevin Fries jumping up in front of them. We'll see how that works out for that outside line. It looks like the middle line's kind of falling apart. Peter DeBorgia jumps to the middle. Almost a sitting duck there. It's going to be quite a while before he can get help with the 62. Getting to him just then. The 25, Kevin Fries making a mad dash. Jumps to the bottom. Clears himself across.
Slicing down to the bottom lane.
Good thing the 7 there is used to moves like that from Derek Conley, so he made everything work that way. Now we have the 4 Rick Seaburns leading that outside line. More and more cars jumping up there. That's even more than I was expecting. You almost have as many cars on the outside line than you do in the middle. Oh, and they're gonna throw some blocks here.
Well, I'll tell you, they are getting rowdy with this stage, trying to get the win.
This is for stage. This ain't even for the race win, KR.
No,
I
those
can't even
stage
imagine.
points are very important, though.
I can't even imagine how the end of this race is gonna be. Outside line still being led by Rick. They're trying to make everything happen they can. A little bit of a gap between Peter and Les, causing the momentum to kind of shift. And there goes that outside line with a big head of steam, like they just got shot out of a cannon.
Yeah,
That's gonna allow. Oh man.
The 4 has made some moves. You had a good call there. He is working his way forward. We've got a few laps to go in this stage.
Gotta worry about the engine getting hot, like James said. Said they get hot quick, so that's a factor to play, especially if you're in that middle lane and you're Peter DeBorgia and you get cars on the outside and the inside of you. It just makes that car, you just can't cool the car off enough. Haven't been able to make as much headway that outside line. Still side by side between the 25 and the 7. That third lane just doing everything that they can to claw at that lead tooth and nail. And we're 3 wide, 6-7 rows deep, KR, and we're not even. This isn't even the end of the race. This is coming to the end of stage number 2.
All right, here we go. 2 more laps to go this time around. The 7, the 25, and the 4 leading their respective lanes. Nate Warren in the 9, pushing hard on the 7. Peter DeBorgia in the 40, pushing the 25. And then the 95 of Jim Mayer, our stage 1 winner, pushing his teammate, the 4 of Rick Seabrands. Oh boy, here we go.
And this is the tightest it's been so far. So I'm wondering if the cars on the inside are getting hot and starting to even out with the runs. The 4 of Rick Seabrands, the 25 of Kevin Freese, and the 7 of Josh Milam, side by side. We're 7 rows deep, 3 wide. Coming to the white flag for the stage. We're going to see how this stage shakes out and who's going to get the stage win. Will it be the 25? Will it be the 7? Or will it be the 4, the legend himself, Rick Seabrands? There's a little big wiggle from a push from the 95. Got him out of shape a little bit, but they kept it straight.
7 of Josh Milam has the bottom lane. Do want to point out Sebastian Marin is the first car 1 lap down. He would get back on the lead lap as long as he does not have a 0X here. So he's doing what he needs to do to get back into this race. Here they come, 3 wide. Oh, and 1 car out of shape. Hold on to it, and they do. Here they come off of turn number 4. Josh Milam in the 7, Kevin Freese in the 25. Drag race through the trial. Well, who's it going to be at the line, though? Here comes a big run from the 4 of Rick Seabrands. And at the line, it is the 4 of Rick Seabrands.
Oh, man. Oh, and they're wrecking after the line.
Big time crash after the stage crossing of the start finish line.
Oh,
looked like the 95 of Jim Mayer got turned around.
Yeah, they were 4 wide coming across, and looks like he had a little bit of help from someone. Send him around. I think it collected 3 or 4 cars there. Hopefully it didn't damage them up too bad. What a stage finish.
Yeah, the 4 picked it up, so good call by you. And then as everyone was trying to slow down, things were just very, very tight.
Yeah, I thought picking the 4 there was going to be the flip of a coin, because sometimes you get you get the ultra hungry Rick C brands, and sometimes you get like okay, I'm gonna play this a little bit slower. But when you get the hungry, aggressive 4-car, you know it's gonna be a fun night. So try to get word to see if the 4 won the stage there. I would assume that he did.
Yeah, I think the 4 absolutely won the stage. Okay. Just a second here. Gather my thoughts, because that was a wild one. Sebastian Marin should be able to get away or get back on the lead lap with the free pass. He runs in the 4 coming down pit road with the stage 2 win. I think we'll see everyone else hit pit lane. 23 is not being allowed past the pace car.
He is.
Not yet.
Yeah,
I'll
he's
wait for
probably
the start
waiting
finish line.
Probably wait for the start finish line. You got have a little bit of patience there, and he's going around the start finish or the pace car now.
All right, so he is back on the lead lap. The 7 wins the race off of pit road, followed by the 25.
And that
So
just
now-
leaves the 77 of Dave Booth being the only car 1 lap down.
He's more than 1 lap down. He's a couple laps down.
Oh, is he?
Or maybe he's
No,
1 lap down
he's
now.
he's 1 lap down. Yeah. Well, he's in front of the field, so he's not being technically scored as a lap down, but he's a lap down. So we'll see if he takes the free pass. It looks like he might be.
Going for the free pass. Yes, no. He could have come down pit road.
Yeah, banking on an early caution possibly.
Well, let's get a quick word in with our stage 2 winner. And Travis, why don't you take this one away since it's all you?
Perfect. Rick Seabrands, you got a copy, man?
Hey, 2 weeks in a row I get to talk to you. I'm not liking it, man. You need to get back behind the wheel. Come on, man.
Well, you know, I gotta say, Rick, you made me look really good there. On that last restart, I picked you to win the stage. You made me look like a genius.
Oh, cool.
But talk a little bit about how you and the 95 there made that work, and just tell us about what it's like being in the pack 3 wide, like the racing is looking like tonight.
Well, you should pull up the 95 because all the credit in the world for that stage goes to Jim. And I hated that he had to tear up a car there at the end. I wasn't sure really what happened. All I seen was just mass chaos in the mirror there. So that was horrible for him. But pretty cool for us to get stage points. And these cars, they move around quite a bit out there. It's just not laid back, hold on to the wheel, mash and go, man. Everybody's kind of catching them out of the turns. It's we're busy in here.
I mean, it looks like that from the booth. You guys were 3 wide, 7 rows deep for stage number 2. So hoping for a equally exciting finish here. But once again, you and the Alliance boys doing your thing. The 95 earlier, when we interviewed him for stage number 1, mentioned the same thing about giving credit to teammates and everything like that. So hopefully we'll be able to talk to you guys by the end of this race and get you going for the start of the final stage of the race. You want to give any shout outs, thank yous, anybody out there, Rick?
Again, thanks to the 95 for that big push there, and all the teammates and all the fans at home there watching, man. It's going to be a good one here to the end, so hope they stick around and have fun.
All right, thank you, Rick. We'll get you back down to your team, and good luck in the final stage here.
All right, thanks, guys.
Well, there you have it. Rick Seabrands, our stage 2 winner. No, he's got a good amount of points racked up here in the first race, and now half of race number 2.
Yeah, every stage this alliance team just looks harder and harder to beat, man. I tell you. Oh, they were. Kara, I think we're gonna be in for a really good finish tonight. I'm hoping.
Well, now we got the long haul here, our longest stage, the final one. Gonna see the drivers hit pit road at least 2 times. They could happen under green flag conditions. You never know. We look out the back of Josh Milam in the number 7. He is on the inside of the front row. To his outside is Kevin Freese in the 25. Row number 2 for the restart, the 40 of Peter DeBorgia and the 63 of Logan Helton. And then John Guerrera and Randall Cobb for row number 3. The pace car is down and away. Field slowly working its way to the start-finish line. Travis, take this one away.
The 7 and the 25 lead the field to the green flag. The anticipation builds as the flagman waves the green flag. And they go green. Big gap in the inside line. The 40 of Peter DeBorgia not having any help. Looks like the inside line's being abandoned as that's I believe the 52 jumping up to the outside line. The field's just absolutely not together. I don't know what that restart was, if there was a checkup. Didn't see anything, but still side by side, the 7 and the 25. 25 being pushed by the 63 of Logan Helton, doing the best that they can to get clear of the 7. It's not going to happen this time by. They're going into turn number 3. Looking through the field's still fairly spread out. Got some 3 wide a little bit further back as the field starts to get together a little bit more. And that's going to allow the 25 to clear the 7 of Josh Milam to take away the lead and lead the lap here in stage number 3.
Well, the 25 is out in front, just a few laps after I wanted him to be.
You see, he gave him the broadcaster's career. I'm just kidding.
Hey, at least he didn't crash. But for winning the race, I'm not picking one. You're not going to get that out of me 2 nights or 2 times in one night.
Oh, okay. I get it. Can't spill the beans.
No, cannot.
And little bit of housekeeping. It looks like the 77 of David Booth did take the wave around. We have 39 cars on the lead lap. Only 1 car not on the track, and that is the 71 of Sean McCara. Not too sure what is going on with him. Wonder if his team hasn't taken it behind the wall yet. So there's still a possibility he could come back out, but looks like he's 16 laps down.
That's a long time.
That's a.
You're not coming back to win this race at this point.
Yeah, I don't think that's a surmountable amount of laps to come back. But yeah, 39 out of 40 cars on the lead lap on the track and at the start of stage 3. So that's a good number. And any one of those guys, as long as they're on the lead lap at the end of this race, possibility of winning. As the 40 of Peter DeBorgia is going to jump from 3rd in line to the 1st in line on the outside, leading that middle lane in front of the 63 of Logan Helton. They're getting a nice run going down the back straight. And that might allow the 40 to clear the 7. He's going to drop to the bottom and clear the bottom lane. Got a little bit of 3 wide action in the back. 63 of Les Levy. I don't know if that is intentional, but he is in the 3rd lane. And there goes the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. And I see a couple Fuel Sim Racing guys in front of him, so there's a possibility that he could be making a move to the outside. And there goes the 24 of Tyler Miller. to that outside line, and they're being followed by the 21 of Dan Holloway. So already going 3 wide in stage number 3. We'll see how that pays off for them in the next couple laps, or if they get any more help going up there, KR.
Well, they might be 3 wide in the middle of the pack, but 2 wide up front, the 40 and the 7, with Peter DeBorgia edging out just a little bit. Meanwhile, the back of this lead pack is kind of in tatters. No one has any uniform line. They've all picked somewhere to run, and it looks like they can't decide if they want to do anything about it.
Yeah, and it looks like behind them, the last car in line of the lead pack is the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. And then you have a 4-car, just 4 cars. It's not really a pack. They're just hanging out at the back of this field. Not too sure what happened to them, if they're trying to play it safe, but they got a little bit of a gap to where they'll be safe if there's a large wreck. But we are 3 wide. The 63 of Logan Helton up to that high line. That leaves only 2 cars in that middle lane. That's the 7 of Josh Milam, and I believe the 59 of John Guerrara, or Guerra. I believe it's Guerra, yeah. John Guerra.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna say it's Guerra, because there's not like the 59 pushing the 7 there. That outside line kind of fell apart as the 24 and the 33 jumped back to the middle, filling that empty space. That leaves the 63 of Logan Helton, and he is going to get left on that outside line too. And there is no place for him to drop down until the end of this top line, unless he gets a couple helpers. And it looks like the back of that pack, KR, like you were saying earlier, how there was no real order back there. Well, it looks like they got it in order, mostly in the bottom lane. Still side by side going into turn 1, lap 62. We have 33 laps to go. Now, KR, we always talk about this in the third stage. We're not quite to the final pit stop of the race, but with how the racing has been tonight, are you, as a driver, planning for green-white checkers?
Yeah, you almost have to. You never quite know when that green-white checker is going to come out, because it is possible to get through a race without it. They do it, I won't say every other time, but that's about 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4 times.
Yeah, and with how the racing has been tonight also, it's just... I think we're gonna see a safe bet for these guys to make their final stop with possibility of at least 1 green-white checkered attempt, which I believe we have 2. So
We do have 2 attempts.
So that might play into the part of the end of this race. The 63 of Logan Helton finally drops into line. Not quite at the back of that outside line, but just a couple cars ahead of that. And it looks like the excitement has settled down for a little bit as the 7 of Josh Milam and the 40 of Peter DeBorgia lead this field.
Oh, the 59 goes around. Just as soon as you said the excitement has dropped a little bit, looked like the 59 that doesn't seem right. Someone went around pretty hard.
Yeah, I don't know if
I think it was John Guerrera in the 59 going into the corner who got turned.
Yeah, it looked like it looked like the 59 maybe needed to talk to his spotter, because it looked like he just came down on the 24 who was on his quarter panel. So, an easily avoidable accident, in my opinion.
All right, let's take another look here. You can see the 59 up in the lane by himself, comes down on the 24, and then everyone scrambles. And unfortunately, when everyone scrambles, it's not a pleasant scramble like scrambled eggs. It's a torn up race car situation.
Yeah, I don't know though. Eggs can be probably just as expensive as a race car nowadays, but yeah, it's just, you know, I just need to keep my mouth shut about excitement and stuff like that. Yeah, just need to shut my mouth. Looks like the 77 of Dave Booth getting a lap back, going around the pace car. I don't know what that is about.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He wasn't a lap down, so I'm confused about that.
Or did he? Yeah, he had made a pit stop.
Ah,
He had just made a pit stop.
so 77 catching possibly a huge. Oh yeah, because he took the wave around. So yeah, he would have to pit early. So the 77 catching a huge break there is going to be able to get back on the
He's
same
gonna be
pit
on
cycle as
with
everybody.
everyone else, pretty much.
Yeah, so that's a big lifesaver for him there. Saw a couple tore up race cars on pit lane. Saw Logan Helton had a pretty tore up car. It looks like he may have used his fast repair because he had no front end, and now he has a front end.
Well, there's only a couple race cars that got torn up there.
It looks like race
Just a
off
few.
pit road being won by the 7 of Josh Milam. Looks like it's going to be Josh Milam and the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. And I feel like those two names have been in our mouths pretty much the entire night tonight, KR.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to phrase it that way, but
I mean, we've said their names a lot, so their names have been spoken about.
how about the 46 of David Overstreet? We haven't talked about him a whole lot.
You're right, we have not.
Maybe we should taste his name on our tongue.
I mean, we could. He's got that tilted kilt 46 Chevy Camaro. Maybe see if we can get some see if we get a discount from them. Have a good old night, you know.
I don't have a tilted kilt near me, but I do have a Twin Peaks.
I believe it's the same thing.
Is it? Okay.
I think it's roughly the same thing.
Well, I'm sure it's the same principle.
Same idea, same concept.
Idea. Very well could be owned by the same company, just named it different depending on where it's at.
It's like rallies and checkers.
Yeah.
And speaking
Carl's
of the
Jr.
40,
and Hardee's.
speaking of the tilted kilt machine, it's hitting pit road along with a few other people. I believe that's 6'2" of Les Levy.
And you're back on cycle with everybody. Why not go ahead and top off the fuel tanks and try and maybe get a little bit ahead of them on the next pit stop?
And that's exactly what Dave Booth did. He was in 39th position, now being scored in 24th. So quite the big brain move there, and catching a massive lucky break. We'll have to keep an eye on the 77, how he's going to fare for the rest of this race with a little bit of lady luck on his side. Lights are out on the pace car. It looks like the 7 of Josh Milam is going to be electing to take the outside line. So the 7 is your leader. On the inside of him is going to be the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. On the outside of row number 2 is going to be the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. And on the inside of him, the 510 of Richard Sanchez. 63 of Logan Helton. And then the 82 of Dan Harrington. Dan, I believe, is the biggest mover. You could correct me if I'm wrong, KR, but he started from the pits in 40th position, and he is now P6.
Yeah, up 35 spots.
And I just cursed him for the race, so sorry, Dan. But good to see him up here making some moves. And we're going to be taking the green with 27 laps to go, KR, so probably one more pit stop for the rest of this race, possibly.
Yeah, you're looking at one more stop from here on out. And there's going to be plenty of opportunity to come down pit road once we get inside of lap 18. So it becomes, how long do you want to wait? So yeah, time and time again, we see the first group that hits pit road come away with the race lead. But you do want to make sure you don't come down pit road too early, because you do have to balance out that 2 attempts at a green-white checkered. If the green, the flag is back out. They are side by side into turn number 1. The 40 of Peter DeBorgia out in front. He's got Richard Sanchez in the 510. He's making a move to the outside down the backstretch.
And he has a big head of steam being pushed by the 7 of Josh Milam. Timed it really well out of the turn. Not going to be quite enough to get clear of the 40 there. And I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, KR, if we see a nice little scramble to the inside line, possibly to set up 4 pits. But we're going to be side by side here, going to 26 to go this time by. And the 510 going to easily lead this lap, possibly even get clear of that inside line, dropping to the bottom, giving that outside line lead to the 7 of Josh Milam, who is being pushed by his teammate, the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. Coming off of turn number 2 down the back straight, Josh is getting a huge push from the 33. Almost getting him clear, but not quite going into turn number 3.
Richard Sanchez, your race leader. 7 and the 33 trying to get hooked up and take over the top spot from the 510. Do want to point out that all the cars are on the track. All the cars that are on track are on the lead lap. John Guerrero, unfortunately, in the 59, making his way back onto pit road, so he is going to end up a lap down, but that 59 is tore up from the floor up. Everyone else running very close together. About 3 seconds separates first place from 38th place.
Been a while since I've seen this many cars on the lead lap this late in the race. So it's nice to see that everybody's keeping it going best that they can with what they're given. Side by side, no takers to lane 3. I would imagine we're not going to see too much 3 wide until that last and final pit stop. And the 7 of Josh Milam going to clear to the bottom lane, heading into turn number 1. And that's going to give the 33 the outside line lead. The 63 of Logan Hilton jumps up to that outside as they start to get together to push one another. Not a lot of help for the outside line. About 2 car lengths between the 63 and the 31, so quite a bit of a gap. Not a lot of help for them. We'll see what they can make of that. Looks like we got the 13 of Andy Brigante was looking out wide, but tucked right back in behind the 24 of Tyler Miller. And we're still side by side. Looks like Jeff's getting a pretty good run. He might get clear. Josh heading into turn number 1. Not quite. And we'll see how close they are by the entry of turn number 3, KR.
Yeah, it's going to be a close one down the backstretch. That 33 trying to put himself into position to take over that inside line. The 82 of Dan Harrington been working his way forward all race long. Now up into the second spot in the outside lane. Logan Helton in the 63. Talk about how many cars you can pass. I think he's passed everybody like four times now. Something like that. Here he is once again up inside the top 10 trying to get into the race lead as well. Down goes the 33 in front of the 7 of Josh Ryland. That will lead the 82 leading the charge in the outside line. Casey Gilchrist in the 31. Pushing on the 63 of Logan Helton. Those 3 cars gonna have to get together and hook up and build a lot of steam down the backstretch.
And it looks like they're starting to get more and more help. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds slowly pulling up to the back of the 31 with a sizable group of cars in line behind him. Not quite together as they'd probably like it, but it'll do. And that's going to allow the 82 of Dan Harrington to get a good run through the tri-oval. And if I'm this 82, I'm quite happy with the person that is pushing me, because he is fully clear to drop to the bottom lane and lead a lap, KR. So from last to first, 82 doing an excellent job tonight. Oh, little tight in the exit of turn number 2. We did have that incident earlier with the 33 and the 63, so that is something to possibly remember. And we have 3 wide KR. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds looks like he is dropping back in a tuck in line, but that allows space for the 21 of Dan Holloway to make a move up to the front from that 3rd lane.
Yeah, Dan Harrington in the 82 broke the momentum of that outside line when he got that little bit of a wiggle from the 33, but here comes Logan Helton right back, building all that steam. 20 laps to go. Fuel window is going to open up here within the next few laps, as the 63 now has all the momentum he needs to take over the race lead, but maybe not quite enough to clear the 82 and drop down in front of him. But this is all about a game of inches, and each time around you get a little bit closer.
Yeah, we saw that with the 33 and the 7. Well, the possibility of seeing that with Logan here clearing the inside line is getting bigger. Every single lap goes by, gets a big run and a big shove from the 31 there, Casey Gilchrist. And we've seen this lap after lap. The 63 almost clear going into turn number 1. Probably will get clear next time by, and I'm assuming he would want to do that as soon as possible, since pit cycle is the last pit stop is knocking on the door. We were talking about how the 26 of Hunter Reynolds was on the outside. He is now lined up on the inside line, so good indication that pits will be happening soon. Logan's going to drop to the bottom, getting clear, getting an excellent shove by the 31 of Casey Gilchrist. And that's going to give him the lead of the race and the inside line. And there goes the 82, and he's going to get split left in the middle. Looks like the 24 Tyler Miller is going to jump to his rescue, start shoving him, and we are 3 wide up at the front. And we are 18 to go this time by, KR.
All right, fuel window is open. I think for the most part, we'll see quite a few drivers come down pit road on lap 15. But you might see someone, as there are Sean Stevens and Richard Kuhn on pit road. They're making their way off of pit road. John Guerrera, we saw him come down pit lane. He is gone behind the wall. He is done for the night. And so the 63 is the race leader. Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33. Here comes a few more peeling off for pit road. Peter DeBorgia in the 40 leading this group of drivers. So they are pitting as early as they can, as early as they dare, because most often when things cycle back around, they will end up out in front.
That group has been one of the first to hit pit road all night, so it doesn't surprise me they're the first to do it near the end of the race, keeping on their strategy the best that they can. KR talking about other people hitting pit lane. The 95 of James Mayer also hit pit road. Not too sure if that was a early or unscheduled pit stop, but that's going to put him in a tough position at the end of this race, coming out right in front of that lead pack, or that lead pit group of Peter DeBorgia and company. And we have another group of hitting pit road. A lot of brakes, a lot of smoke. It looks like Logan Helton hitting pit lane, Jeff Crosby Jr., Josh Milam, all those guys that were on the inside line that time by hitting pit lane. Would not surprise me this time by if we see this group right here hit pit road also.
Yeah, they're going to have to come down pit road here pretty soon. And this would be everyone's final stop of the race. So caution flags or not, that's being thrown out the window. And the only thing I can see, maybe at the very first group that came down pit road, had to burn a whole bunch of fuel, and we had two full green-white checkered attempts, meaning that the yellow flag comes out right before they hit the white line, and have that happen twice. They might be hurting a little bit, but very rare that happens. But you never know.
Yeah, anything is possible. This is OP Super Speedway. The OP Super Speedway League. So Peter DeBorgia, Kevin Freese, Gabe Butler, all walking around, and Brian Wang passing the 63 of Logan Helton to take essentially the race lead away. The other group hitting pit lane, peeling off right now. So everybody on and off pit road. Still 38 drivers on the lead lap. It's anybody's taking at this point.
Zach Workman down below the yellow line, not sure what he was doing there, but brings it back up onto the track. Kevin Freese and Peter DeBorgia leading this race with Brian Wang in the 05. Gabe Butler and Jeff Crosby Jr. rounding out your top 5 right now. Logan Helton in the 63. Third car in the outside lane. We do have 14 laps to go, and Hunter Reynolds in the 26 just turned a new fast lap of the race. 49.773. So business is picking up out there.
And we see that by somebody making a move to that outside line, the 21 of Dan Holloway, being followed by his teammate Mark Mann, trying to make something happen. Don't have a lot of help. They had Hunter Reynolds, who went back to the middle lane, leaving just the two pair Alliance drivers all by their lonesome. Okay, I see that we have 2 packs spread out with one another. This lead pack seems fairly competitive, and I'm sure all the people that in that second pack would love to see them race so they could have the opportunity to catch back up. Down the back straight, the 40 of Peter DeBorgia, side by side with the 25 still. And here comes the 7 of Josh Milam jumping up top behind, or in front of the 21 of Holloway. Moving forward, this time by it's going to be 12 to go, so laps are ticking down. And that second line there, I believe, is catching up ever so slightly.
It's just a game of inches, man. Gotta keep chugging along. Can't give up.
That group being led by the 23 of Sebastian Marin, who's being scored in 17th position, doing everything that they can to catch up. That group is side by side. Not quite gaining anything right now, but if there is a wreck up front, they have plenty of time to react to it. 3 wide up front. Josh Milam still leading that outside line, making his way up to side by side with the 40. They have a lot of cars on that outside line making their way, chugging laps by KR.
We are down to 11. Well, make it 10 and a half now as they're down the backstretch. But 11 laps to go. The 25, the 40, and the 7. And these guys are going to be hard to dislodge from the front row. With the 7 leading in that outside lane, knows how to lead a line, especially in that third lane. He's not pinching down too hard just yet, and that has let the 88 an option to drift up, but the 7 uses the 88 sticking his nose out a little bit, pulled a bit of a draft, and now is right there.
Yeah, Josh is an excellent super speedway racer, so if anybody knows how to make that third line work, it's definitely him. He's been doing it since the beginning of this league, so gets a big bump from the 21 there. And KR, I think this is where you're going to have engine temps come into play. We're 3 by 3, 4 rows deep, excuse me, as they can't quite keep that momentum up. I'm wondering if the 21's getting a little bit warm. KR, I keep poking my head back to that back pack, and they are losing time to the leaders, so they need to get their group in order to catch back up to this lead pack if they have any hopes to reel them in before the end of this race. We are still 3 wide up front, less than 10 laps to go, maybe 8 to go this time by, and I think we're 3 wide now, but I think we're just getting started, KR.
Yeah, they're going to start ramping it up here in the next few laps. You mentioned that second group being led by Tyler Miller. They are slowly clawing back some semblance of closing up the gap, but they have about a 3-second gap to make up. They have all gotten single file, and now they are really starting to pour in some speed to catch up to these guys. They might just get there before this thing is said and done.
Yeah, it's possible. When I last checked on them, they were almost 4 seconds back, and like you said, they finally got a little bit of order in that court there, and got everybody single file. So still a lot of racing to do. Possibility of them catching back up and adding to this finish, adding pretty much the rest of the field there. Yeah. So we'll see if they can make it here by the end of the race, because we are still 3 by 3, 5 rows deep. Josh Milam still leading the outside line. Haven't been able to make as much headway as they like. I believe that the 21 of Holloway, I think he's hot because he is off of the 7 and is ducking his nose out in the turn, probably to cool that car off. Been pushing for the past 5-6 laps, so.
Been tucked on board with the 24, Tyler Miller. They've gone from 3 seconds behind to 1.5. So closing in very quickly. In fact, now he's picking up the draft from that lead pack. Somehow they all managed to get in single file. They have done what they needed to do. And we're going to have one big pack. Tyler Miller, proving my point, just turned the fastest lap of the race, a 49.595. As that car has been sailing along very quickly. Now that he is there, can he do anything to get around 3 wide racing?
That's the thing about Talladega, KR. There's not a whole lot that you can do with people being 3 wide gridlocked. You will be tucking into that middle lane, and we saw it earlier. We saw some 4 wide. Incidentally, Talladega is wide enough to go 4 wide, so I think it's just a matter of time before we see somebody try to make that happen. It's possible. It's just would somebody want to make that possible as we just add it to the group. Big checkup in the middle.
Oh, and Sanchez goes around. Eric Laurie had just turned the fastest lap of the race, and he has had to check up. Looks like he's got some damage. But Richard Sanchez, not sure what happened, but I saw him perpendicular to the field, and that's never a good feeling.
Yeah, it looked like the textbook accordion effect. Peter DeBorgia looks like he drifted up a little bit, trying to maybe side draft the 7 of Josh Milam, causing that middle line to check up. And Richard Sanchez was just the unfortunate. He drew the shortest straw out of that middle lane and was the one that ate the brunt force of that wreck.
So with the caution flag coming out once again. A couple of race cars involved in that one. We'll see who is going to continue on. Vicente Guerrero. Looks like he has already gone behind the wall. And Kevin Fries is your race leader down on the apron. So trying to save fuel. Tyler Miller on pit road.
Yeah, he had a pretty sizable hit to that outside wall.
Yeah. Yeah, he had to have some help getting back on the pit road.
Be interesting to see if we get any takers. I would assume we get none in at least the top 15. Nobody so far yet. Looks like we have a couple. Trying to find out who that is in pit road. Handful of drivers. Looks like the first person who took it was the 027 of Steven Kurasek. Hitting pit lane.
26 cars stayed out right there. They have all decided that they are going to try and ride this thing out as long as they can.
And still got 35 cars on the lead lap. Still anything could happen. We have 3 to go, so this might be a natural green-white checkered if I'm not mistaken. And also, I do believe that in OP Mondays, the Premier Series, I believe after 5 to go, or less than 5 laps to go of the race, I believe it is iRacing cautions only. So we'll have to keep that in mind if we see a wreck happen and the flag does not come out.
Well,
25 of Kevin Fries is your race leader. Going to be beside him is the 05 of Brian Wang and the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. which, if I am not mistaken, KR, those 3 gentlemen are a part of Team Bootnaka. So we have three Bootnaka esports drivers leading this race. And
That we do.
Gabe Butler not too far behind.
Team Bootnaka, made up of Brian Wang, Kevin Fries, Peter DeBorgia, Eric Laurie, and Gabe Butler. Like you said, they all kind of right there. Not too far apart from each other. This team could get hooked up and find a way to win the race.
They are not alone with Team Alliances up front, though. You do have Team Bootnaka, but you also have a couple of the FSR boys. The 33 of Jeff Crosby, the 7 of Josh Milam, and the 19 of Zach Workman. And then behind them, you have a couple Alliance, a trio of Alliance drivers of Dan Holloway, Logan Helton, and Mark Mann. So we got a three-way team face-off here for the end of this race. The race is going to be the first attempt of a green-white checkered. So this is one of 2, KR.
And it is. And that's a good sign because guys who pitted early, they wanted to burn a green-white checkered attempt as quick as they could. Make sure that they didn't have it happen as late as possible. Now they're probably going to be okay and can breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, especially because they are 2 of the 2 people leading the race here. So we'll have to see how that works out for them. And, you know, Peter DeBorgia doing a great job of confusing us up in the booth with the colors of the cars on that inside line. Thank you, Peter. Appreciate that.
That's what he can.
He's doing all purpose. We have that Rich Energy FTX car being driven by Brian Wang on the inside line.
I mean, we need to look at that paint job a little bit closer. I'm pretty sure that there's some scamming going on.
I'm pretty sure there's a DC Solar on there. It's a pretty interesting car. We might have to hopefully get him in pit road as the victory lane. As the pace car pulls off for what possibly could be the final time tonight. The pack being led to the green flag by the leader, the 25 of Kevin Fries, the 05 of Brian Wang. A couple of teammates leading this field. And we get the green flag gets thrown. Across the start-finish line, the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. all over the bumper of the 25 already. And we have 2 jumping to the high side immediately. That is the 9 of Nate Warren and the 31 of Casey Gilchrist. They're going to take that high side immediately. And there goes the 21 of Dan Holloway making his peak out there. Too. And there goes Gabe Butler up there also, and that's going to be 3 wide going into turn number 3.
All they have to do is get across to the white flag. Then this race will have 1 to go. That's usually what the white flag means, but what I meant was just got to get to the white flag line and no more attempts at a green-white checkered. There we go. Spit it out, KR. Kevin on the lead with that charge in the middle lane. Across the line, a white flag, final lap, 1 more time around. Brian Wang in the inside line falling back just a little bit, but not enough to let the 33 of Jeff Crosby chop down in front of him. Here comes the 05 starting to make some moves on that yellow line. Can he get that momentum push from the 40 of Peter DeBorgia? Meanwhile, the 88 of Gabe Butler has the 21 hard on his back bumper, but Kevin staying committed to the middle lane. That car looking very sound as it makes its way through 3 and 4. Really liking that middle lane charge right now. As he comes off of turn number 4. One car stepping out of line, but here they come through the tri-oval to 25. Big wiggle out of him. Trouble in the mid-pack, and Kevin Freese in the 25 comes across the line with the race win as they tumble behind him.
Yeah, it was a great finish. 25, absolutely no sweat in there. Taking that win, making the right moves. Gonna bring home the win tonight at Talladega.
So Kevin picks up his first win of the season.
Possibly his first win in Monday?
No, I'm not sure. Can't recall if he picked up a win on his rookie season or not.
Where's Liberty Fires when you need them?
Right? He always knows.
See if I can do some quick research real quick.
As the 25 starts to celebrate and burn it down, let's go ahead and run through our results real quick. Kevin Freese, Jeff Crosby, Brian Wang, your podium finishing drivers, and it's Gabe Butler and Josh Milam to round out your top 5. 6th place goes to Daniel Holloway, 7th, Peter DeBorgia, 8th, Logan Helton, 9th, Zach Workman, and Mark Mann in 10th. 11th place going to Rick Seabrands. 12th place moving to the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, David Overstreet 13th, 14th Sebastian Marin, Eric Laurie 15th, 16th is Randall Cobb, Richard Kuhn 17th, 18th Les Levy, 19th place goes to Dan Harrington, Rob Connors 20th, 21st Cody Nagels, Sean Stevens 22nd, Andy Brigante ends up in 23rd, Nate Warren 24th, 25th goes to David Booth, Jimmy Reynolds 26th, 27th PJ Cox, Casey Gilchrist 28th, 29th DK Anderson, Jeff Crosby Sr. in 30th, Zach Fritsch 31st, Anthony English 32nd, Jeremy Funk 33rd, 34th Steve Korosek, Jim Mayer in 35th, and Vicente Guerrero 36th, Richard Sanchez 37th, 38th Tyler Miller, John Guerrero, Sean McCare rounding out this field here tonight. With that being said, Travis, you want to kick it off by talking to our race winner? I mean,
for sure.
I mean, I called him for the stage, but I guess I should have made it this one, but go ahead, man.
25 of Kevin Freese, your race winner tonight. Kevin, you got a copy, man?
Yes, I do. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. How are you doing tonight?
Good. Enjoying the broadcast booth?
Oh, I always enjoy my time with KR, but I would hope that you seem to be enjoying your time on the track tonight, looking cool as ever. No sweat, looking like you know what you're doing out there, but give us a little run through of that last restart and a little overall of your race tonight, man, because you looked quite fast tonight, obviously.
Yeah, tonight I was able to keep the car clean, which is always important, and also maintain track position. I had 10 seconds of damage in the middle, but only fell back to, I think, 12th, and it was just a great run for the whole team. I mean, that last pit stop that we had as a team coming out bumper to bumper to bumper to bumper was huge and allowed us to really control that tempo because the engine temperatures were a huge factor tonight. The car would just get hot in almost one lap of pushing. So it became important that you could control when you wanted to push. And that high line was so hard to get going, that third lane, that we knew as long as we just managed the bottom and the middle and didn't get carried away pushing where you'd have to cool for a long time, we were going to be in a good spot.
Well, you guys definitely looked very fast out there. We pointed out that you had a couple of the boot knocker guys in the top 5, top 10 area at the end of this race. So overall, good race for you guys as a team. We were talking about how Alliance looks like they're a hard team to beat. Well, it looks like Team Boot Knock out here ready to fight right back to that Alliance team. But great race tonight, man. You want to give any shout outs, thank yous, anybody out there?
Yeah, huge thank you to you guys for putting the broadcast on. Matt Wagner, who's our race control, I know that makes the admin life easier from experience when you have that race control. And a huge thank you to Jeff for giving me those pushes there at the end. I know he was working his butt off, and I think he may have had one spot to get out of line and get the run for himself, but he stayed with me, and I really appreciate that. And a big thank you to all my teammates, Eric, Gabe, Brian, and Peter. Just ran a great race tonight, took care of each other, and I mean, the results were great for the whole team.
For sure, man. I just want to say congratulations on your first Monday Night OP win.
Yeah, now I get to find out what those playoffs are about.
Oh, yeah. Well, congratulations, man. Go ahead and go celebrate. It was a fantastic race tonight, man.
Thank you.
Now, KR, did you grab the 33 of old Junior there? Would you like me to?
I'm trying to find him. I think I've overlooked him. Like, I just found. Like, overlooked him. Like, getting embarrassing. Mr. Crosby, you got your ears on?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you finished in second place here tonight, but then you hit on me, so now I gotta catch up with everything else.
All right, let's go.
Okay. All right, I caught up with the driver of the 33, Jeff Crosby Jr. Nice job in finishing second place here tonight.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it was definitely a stressful race from the beginning. Felt like nothing was going on at the front there. No three wide action until the very end. I don't know, man. It was definitely a weird race. I felt like I was just stuck there between 10th and 12th the entire race, and in the end, I just kind of got lucky with that caution and came out P4, and I just kind of stuck to my guns and kept pushing Kevin there and came out with the P2 finish.
Well, man, a solid second place finish for the 33. Couple of big ones out there tonight, but you were able to finish here with that car looking pretty good.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that actually happened. I really thought that there's gonna be a lot more toward the front there. The racing was definitely intense for the latter half of the race. Definitely a lot of pinch in there. Yeah, just try to keep it clean. Got a fast repair. Used that, I think, stage 1 or so, and stay back throughout the second stage, and finally made my way up and just had some clean pit stops. And I don't know, man. It's crazy. I definitely did not expect a P2 finish tonight, but we'll take it. Definitely better than what happened last week. I think I got like a P24, P25 last week, so it definitely helps.
That's no good, but yeah, a solid second place run, good points boost. Nice job out here tonight. Shout outs, thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, for sure. Shout outs to you, and looks like TJ is back up in the booth again with you for another week up in turn 3. That's awesome. You guys make a good pair. So hopefully a lot more races with you guys up in the booth. Definitely want to give a shout out to FSR, Tyler, Josh, Workman, Fritch. Definitely, I definitely think we're all going to finish top 5 one race this season. It's going to happen. We all race pretty well together. Anybody that's watching still on YouTube, appreciate you guys for coming out. Hope you guys can keep turning in.
All right, well, there you have it. Jeff Crosby Jr., driver of the 33, and bring it home in second place. Once again, man, congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Travis, I believe you have caught up with our third place finisher.
I have, and I have caught up with the driver of the 05, Brian Wang, rookie to season 10 of OP Racing Super Speedway Monday Night Premier Series. Brian, you got your ears on, man?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, I just want to say a couple things. First things first, you got to tell us about your car.
Yeah, it's a paint scheme that Peter made for me, and it has all of the best Ponzi scheme, rich energy. I think it has FTX and some Russian one that I obviously cannot pronounce.
You can't forget DC Solar and Rocket.
Oh yeah, of course, those ones.
But yeah, we pointed that out. We're pretty we like the car, but we also like the driving. You Team Boot Knocker out here getting two of the top two spots of the podium tonight. Tell us a little about your race, man, and how you think your night went.
Yeah, I think overall it went as best as it could. Started 38th and had to do a bit of work to field like that. And yeah, for the final pit stop, we just all pitted together, and I made up some time under braking. And once we came out of the pits, I was right behind Gabe. And yeah, of course, that caution at the end put me in second, and was able to finish third.
I didn't even realize that you started in 38th, KR. I think he's got to be the biggest mover of the night. So congratulations for the Hard Charger Award if we had one. But yeah, you look great tonight. You put your car in the right spot at the end of the race there, and you brought it home P3. What do you think it'll take to get a win in your rookie season of OP on Mondays, man?
I think it's gonna take a slightly better race to get a win, because I had 9 points this race, and yeah, involved in I think 2 wrecks, unfortunately. But yeah, I think we could definitely get a win here this.
Well, all right, man. It's great talking to you. Before we let you go, you want to give any shout outs, thank yous, anybody out there?
Yeah, thanks to all the admins of OP. Thanks to you guys for broadcasting it. Thanks to everyone at Team Bukaka. We got Kevin, Gabe, Peter, and Eric. And yeah, that's all.
All right, man. Great race. Go celebrate with your team, and you have a good night.
All right, thanks.
And that was the driver of the 05, Brian Wang. KR, I think that concludes our night tonight, man.
That it does. So once again, thank you very much, Travis, for joining us here in the booth. Hopefully,
as always,
you'll be here next week. But I do know you're on baby watch, so we're hoping that your baby can hold out until Al's baby gets settled in, so we can do an old switcheroo.
That's the plan. I hope to be in the booth as much as possible, even possibly after that, but that remains to be seen. So, yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much for joining me. So once again, why don't you go ahead and sign us off?
Just want to say thank you to KR and everybody at Turn 3 for having me here. And hope everybody has a great night tonight. Catch us next Monday at the same time to watch these guys rip it around Daytona. Y'all have a good night.